Do you all ever have those times where you have a commitment but then back out of it for some reason? I mean, it happens all the time, but I never thought it would affect people in the way it did in my scenario. So, allow me to tell you of how I screwed over my friends by quitting my summer job. See, to start us off, I always loved summer camp, but being a diabetic though, I was sometimes excluded from events such as school trips and the like. However, there's a summer camp called Camp Homey Dakota, or in English, Camp Welcome My Friend. I went there for years, I think around 8 or 9, but I eventually aged out of it. But I could become a camp counselor, which is something I always dreamed of as a kid. I applied, and after a lengthy process of interviews and calls and forms, I got hired. I was so excited for it, and I could not wait to get there. However, a lot of things popped up over the summer, such as my mom needing surgery, and it got to the point where I wouldn't be able to work at the summer camp. And as I got closer to the date, I was thinking, am I sure I want to work there and stuff like that? So I eventually called off because I just wasn't feeling the summer anymore. And I also wasn't fully vaccinated at that time, so I wouldn't even get the position I was hoping for. And after a few months of preparation, I called off for the entire summer. We're still on good terms, but they understood my situation. Now for the screw over. My friends and I, but mainly me and my bud Badger, run a Twitch channel called Untitled Tabletop. On Untitled Tabletop, we run D&D and Epithet campaigns every month or so, or just really whenever we can. We are running a session that my friend Quavis runs called JoJo's Bizarre Campaign, an Epithet campaign set in the world of JoJo's after Part 6, with some changes to the world, obviously. While scheduling, we ran into many conflicts. However, we found one day that worked, the day before I would go to summer camp. I had told everyone I'd be going to summer camp for the summer, and we'd have to run before then. So we had scheduled the session, and in the waiting period for the session, I've called off of the camp counselor position. After a week, the session finally came, and I had a realization. I still had to tell everyone I had called off. However, we all had so much fun that I neglected to tell them. And as the session went on and on, everyone was growing very tired, myself included. We started off the session at around 8 p.m. that day, and the session finally concluded at 3:30 in the morning. As a note, one of the players still had school the next morning and had to wake up at 6:30. They only got 3 hours of sleep. We get to the end of the session where everyone is saying how much they loved the session, but they asked why I went so long. And normally I would explain, but we have a clip of this, and I'm going to let that be the explanation.
Anthony,
I know.
please,
I
oh
know.
God.
I would have split these up. I would have split these up, but Justin had to leave, so this is the only time. This is the reason why I didn't split it up.
James Buchanan.
Oh yeah, so you want to know something funny?
Were you not
I
fucking
swear to God, if
leaving?
you said you
I
didn't
swear
have
to
to leave.
I swear.
No. So, I may have just called off, like, today. Thank you for coming to watch the video, and I guess if there's a lesson to be learned from this, don't keep stuff away from people if it's going to affect them, and don't be an ass. I was in that situation. Anyways, see y'all.